This is Mike and Scott read a poem. I'm Scott.
I'm Mike.
Hope you enjoy the show. Mike, what was your favorite part of the episode that we just recorded?
Well, in today's episode, expect themes of ransom, tears, betrayal, spitefulness.
My favorite part of the show is actually the last 30 seconds. And I know that that's a teaser to try to get the audience to listen to the whole thing, but I'm being serious. This is the first time we've ever done our intro to the show, but I'm telling you, if you really want to hear the best part of the show, it's the last 30 seconds. So hope you enjoy it. Here's another episode of Mike and Scott read a poem.
Sonnet 34.
And then the music starts. You see how that'll go?
Yeah, pretty good. I think it was an interview with Conan, and they were talking about why there's this like dirty mat on the table, and it's because he's got something to drink, and when he puts it down, if it puts it on table, it makes a huge noise because the mic's right there. So I use my my mouse pad as my coaster.
Okay, I've been using my pad of paper. It's like a legal
nice.
pad.
Yeah.
Not a great solution, but a solution. You said a dirty rag
Did I say dirty?
for Conan? What kind of did you call the rag something?
I don't even know.
Or did you just say rag? This
Yeah,
rag,
I just said a rag or something. It was like,
rag or something.
yeah.
All right. That's going to be, well, not really a trivia question because we can't find that out now, but when I edit it later, it's going to be fun just between... it's just something for the audience because we won't know until we're part of the audience. As soon as we're done with the show, we are no longer in the show. We are forever then audience members of the show until we make a new one. This is the only time we're actually doing the show. It's right now. I'm giving you an inspiring speech.
It's just like about time, space, and how you
But it's somehow supposed to
Relates to-
inspire you to give a good show by realizing that now is the only now that you're ever in
Yeah.
control of. Well, it's the speech from that football movie, which once again you get to be quizzed on. What's the name of the football movie that we talk about on this show?
Any Given Sunday.
Yes, and who's the star?
Al Pacino.
Okay, you were right. You
Getting
got
better.
better at it. Because I once predicted that you would continue to get worse.
You got it. You got to test me again in a couple weeks.
I think you're going to nail it again. That's my prediction. I think I would have to wait a year.
Oh yeah, that
Or 10 months.
for sure.
10 months maybe.
I already just concede to that one.
Okay. I think there are some trivia questions that I will get correct for the rest of my life without ever having been quizzed on in the meantime. I can't think of what they are, but trust me, I got some. All right. So the answer, speaking of trivia questions, which I don't know if we were, but if we were, then speaking of them, these are the former presidents, or just presidents of the United States that were also football players, which was a question that we came up with on last week's show, but I said it was not permissible for last week's show.
And I had a couple of guesses.
Uh-huh.
I had them written down. Let me see if I can find them.
I know exactly what they were.
Oh, you got... Okay, what were they?
They were Ronald Reagan, Gerald Ford, which didn't count because we already knew that he was one.
Okay.
All right. And Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt, that's right.
And I said I think Teddy Roosevelt came before football. And then I said that Reagan played him in a movie, but I don't know if he played him in if he played football in real life. But the
That's
answer
right.
is that John F. Kennedy tried out for the Harvard team, but he was really light. He was 140 pounds, couldn't make the team. Which means that I could not have made the team either. As much as I'd like to fantasize about what a great quarterback I'd be because I have such an accurate arm. Well, I weigh even less than that, so that's not gonna happen.
You may have been a good kicker.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I think one time I actually tried to convince Emily that I could, play a few snaps in football if I got enough practice.
You could, man.
Those guys will be protecting me.
Our quarterback was a skinny guy. He was tall,
Yeah.
but he was skinny.
Yeah. How tall was he?
He was probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Even if he's skinny, that's still... He weighs a lot more than me just because of that height advantage.
Yeah,
height advantage is big in any sport at that age, especially.
Yeah, that's true.
So no, I could not have been a good quarterback, but these people played football. So Kennedy, I guess he was a football player, but just not at Harvard. So then Nixon, he was a football player at
Right on.
Whittier College. And then for the rest of these, I actually don't remember what college or university they played, so I'll withdraw that part. Then there was Reagan. Then there was Ford. And then there was Eisenhower. And that was it.
Reagan's for sure a football player, man.
Yeah, well,
He just looks like one.
Yeah, I guess he looks like a guy who used to play football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like
I think
he could be a coach.
as an older guy, he looks more like a person that used to play football than pictures of him when he's younger look like pictures of football players. Like, you know, not to bring up OJ gratuitously, but OJ looks like...
Again with the OJ.
I'm always bringing up OJ. OJ looks like a guy who used to play football. He's got that, really big body, but he's,
Yeah, he does.
he doesn't use it for football anymore, so it's a lot different than when it was used for football.
I think Terry Bradshaw has the same kind of look.
Great point. I'm so jealous right now. I wish I had brought up Terry Bradshaw. What a...
He for sure looks like he used to play football.
For sure. Yes. You could just see it on him.
You know who looks like they didn't used to play in the sport that they play in? I'm sure there's lots, but what immediately comes to my mind is Tommy Lasorda.
Yeah, he was a player.
He's got a bit of a... I mean, he looks like a baseball guy, I guess, but he just doesn't look exactly like he maybe used to play.
Managing was definitely the sweet spot for him.
Okay, so in contrast to that, who's the guy who was gambling? Is a pitcher for
Pete
the
Rose.
Reds?
Oh.
Pete Rose
Was not a pitcher for the Mets, but sorry, continue.
for the Reds, right?
Oh, okay, for the Reds. Okay. Well, he
Yeah.
wasn't a pitcher, but he was a baseball player. He was a...
Oh, I thought he was a pitcher. What was he?
No, he was a hitter in that he has more hits than anybody else in all of baseball.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's funny. 'cause
That's
his
one
record.
thing.
What's a good example of him being a hitter? Well, you know that thing that hitters try to do, which is get a hit? He did it more than anybody, ever.
He just so happened to do it more.
Yes, well, Ichiro, if you combine his stats from Japan with his stats from the United States, I think he might have a chance to surpass Pete Rose. So I would love to look that up as a trivia question, but that's just self-indulgent. As you said last week, the audience doesn't care about that. So we're not going to look up Ichiro Pete Rose stats.
Well, we'll look it up.
We just won't tell you about it.
Yeah, we're just not going to tell anyone.
We're going to talk to each other about how surprising the result was. We'll still spend 5 minutes on it. So, Mike, weren't you surprised at the result? Yes, I was. I had to step in for you and do your part.
Which is nice.
I just start doing the whole show, and you're just here to laugh at me.
I just put my hands behind my head and lean back.
Yeah, and I do this new thing I do, which is play both Mike and Scott on Mike and Scott read a poem.
One day you have to do that. Like if I'm sick or something and
Or
can't
if you
make
just
it.
quit the show. If I upset you so much that you quit the show, next week people will not even First of all, I'll edit the part out where we fight. And then anything I need you to say, I do my Mike imitation, which is spot on.
Oh,
In
man.
fact,
no
I'm
one
gonna
would
make-
know the difference, too.
I'm going to make a declaration. From here on out, at this point, I swear, I have cut Mike out of the show. Every time you hear Mike, from here on out, that's actually me doing a Mike impression.
Nice.
You see how good that is? It sounded exactly like him.
That's pretty good.
Yes, I could just congratulated myself.
Yeah, I'm not doing too bad.
Okay, very good. So that's a plot twist. So that's actually new character development. That's from here on out. You are now, in real life, you're playing me playing you. So remember that. Keep that all in your head as you're reading this sonnet. Which, by
So
the way,
that means I have to accidentally be genius sometimes just to show that I'm slipping up and slipping out of Mike character.
keep us guessing. Sonnet 34,
Sonnet number 34.
and you have it pulled up.
I got it pulled up here on Shakespeare's-sonnets.com.
All right, Shakespeare-online.com checking in.
And just want to throw out the reminder that Scott and I are both not. We're not
Shakespeare
paid to
experts.
do any of this,
Oh,
so
not
we're not
paid?
professionals technically.
Did you say not paid?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're not professionals. We're aspiring experts. I don't even know if we're aspiring.
No, no, we would be much more
We're-
diligent if we were aspiring to be. Experts spend more than an hour on one sonnet, especially when a lot of that hour is just attributed to explaining the characters on the podcast.
That's what our show kind of evolves into eventually. It's just 30 minutes of us explaining the characters we're playing.
Yeah, again, I'm Scott in Mike and Scott Read a Poem, and there used to be a co-host named Mike, but I kicked him off the show, and I replaced him with my Mike impersonation, which is spot on. So whenever you hear Mike, just know that it's actually me, but I'm doing his voice so that we could still get those two voices. All right, starting now.
So just so you know, this is actually Scott doing the best Mike impression that I could possibly do.
All right, and now Mike is going to do an impression of reading Shakespeare's Sonnet 34.
Sonnet 34. Why didst thou promise such a beauteous day, and make me travel forth without my cloak? To let base clouds o'ertake me in my way, hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke. 'Tis not enough that through the cloud thou break, to dry the rain on my storm-beaten face, for no man well of such a slave can speak, that heals the wound and cures not the disgrace. Nor can they shame give physique to my grief. Though thou repent, yet I have still the loss. The offender's sorrow lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong offence's cross. Ah, but those tears are pearl which thy love sheds, and thy are rich and ransom all ill deeds. I got the first quatrain, and then I kind of fell behind on my ability to think about what I was actually reading.
I felt pretty good going through the main body, and I was expecting a couplet to really help me stick the landing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I fell on my butt during the couplet.
Okay.
You know, where the audience goes, "Ooh, that is not what you want to hear at the Olympics."
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh, just sad for you, like not mad at you.
Yeah, it's not just your country saying it; it's all the countries saying it.
Nobody wants to see it. But it's not like in baseball where they might like yell at the pitcher, "Ah, you bum! You let another home run go." This is like I didn't want that to happen to you. Okay, so didn't quite get the ending, but do you remember last week how it seemed like there was something wrong between Shakespeare and the youth? They were having some sort of fight.
Yeah.
I feel like that's happening again, and Shakespeare is just getting beat down by these whirlwinds of emotions when he thought that this was just going to be a nice, easy part of his life.
Yep. So the first quatrain from the only thing that I pull from this whole entire thing, in the beginning he's talking about feeling like he got tricked, right?
Yes.
And I don't know, thought things were going to be better than they actually were. The rest of that, what do you kind of pick up from the other quatrains before we start from the top here?
It's not enough that you're nice to me sometimes, because it's really beating me down when things are bad.
I mean, the general kind of idea to me, it sounds like he's saying, I thought, being with you was going to be the most amazing thing ever, but it kind of wasn't. And it's a little bit your fault.
Listen, I have to lodge a complaint to the complaints department. Your product was not as advertised. I feel that this is because of you.
I was going to say, sorry, sir, we don't offer a warranty on that product.
Well, okay, but I would just like it lodged with my complaint, recorded.
Duly noted, sir.
Okay, thank you. That makes me feel better.
Next!
Hi, I have a complaint about The product.
Yeah, that broke my heart, and something I had so much faith. Next.
So just a guy that has a whole bunch of lovers and
Another love sob story. Okay, I get it, sir.
coming in one by one to the complaints department. All right. And then the couplet, we'll see. I don't even want to try for I'll get to the couplet later. We're going to get to you.
Okay, should we take it from the top?
From the top. Why didst thou promise such a beauteous day and make me travel forth without my cloak? Hey, you said the weather was going to be good, so I didn't bring a jacket. Is that right?
And I wonder if what he's saying there is kind of like, do you think without my cloak is somewhat of a metaphor for him being naked as far as, unguarded from emotions?
Yeah, I went out with my heart open to the world.
Being vulnerable.
I was fully vulnerable to anything that life was going to bring. I was just open to it. And I found you. To let base clouds o'ertake me in my way, hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke. So why did you promise me this day, and why did you make me travel forth without my cloak, and how could you let this rainstorm come for me? Like you knew that this was going to happen.
When he says hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke, what's the bravery, you think?
Not really sure if it's you are somebody that could act bravely, but instead that bravery is hiding over there in that smoke, so I can't...
Ooh, so it's not being revealed to me.
Not being revealed to me? Maybe.
Let me look up the word bravery. I know it seems like a weird one to look up, but you never know. Sometimes these words meant different things in his time period.
Whatever bravery means, I'm sure it's what the band... Is there a band called Bravery? The Bravery?
The Bravery? I think that there is. Okay, so it's... Nope, there's no other definition. Just courageous behavior or character. It's a mid-16th century word from bravado.
Hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke. So rotten smoke is clouds, because clouds kind of look like smoke.
Yeah, or, if this is a metaphor for something, maybe it's things that distract you.
Once you make yourself vulnerable, when base clouds come in, it's complications, things that make you sad, fights.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can't see the real you because you've turned into the smoke monster from Lost.
Yeah, maybe the next couple of quatrains will kind of reveal what he's talking about when he says bravery right there.
But listen, I've been down this road before. I spent a lot of seasons watching Lost thinking they were going to explain the smoke monster. And they never... I guess they kind of did, but I didn't feel fully satisfied with the explanation of the smoke monster.
Okay, nothing to see here, folks. Moving on from the rotten smoke monster.
All right, I guess the rotten smoke monster's gone. Wait a minute. Okay. 'Tis not enough that through the cloud thou break to dry the rain on my storm-beaten face. So this is the part where every once in a while
You show up.
You show up. You're there for me. You make things... You lend out your bravery to me.
Or you're available to me, like, emotionally.
Yeah.
Only every once in a while.
Yeah, someone to lean on. For no man well of such a slave can speak that heals the wound and curses not the disgrace.
Does that mean, like, nobody can speak good things about this type of a slave? Somebody who's a slave to love that comes in and out of their life? Like, if rearranging the words so it's like, for no man...
Well, can speak
so nobody
well
can
of.
speak good of a slave. And the slave he's referencing here, I think, is somebody who's a slave to love.
Okay.
Or a slave to the on and off relationship type of a thing.
If you saw somebody, if you know somebody that's always breaking up with their significant other, getting back together, and it's just always
nobody
emotional.
Can speak well.
Nobody's like, man, I wish I had what they had. Nor can thy shame give physique to my grief. Physique, is that like just physical quality, like make it real?
Yeah, let's see. I'll look up because physique is...
Oh,
spelled with a Q, right?
no. Oh, here it's spelled with a C, but I think it might be medicine. So if you're feel ashamed by it, it's still, that doesn't help how bad I'm feeling.
I'm looking it up now. You're right. It's a medicine or drug.
Ooh, I got it at the last second.
Nice.
I'd started off poorly, but then I stuck the landing on that one.
Got it. So
Thou, though, repent.
So his love being shamed still doesn't feel good for me?
Yeah. If you're
Yeah.
like, oh man, I feel so badly about this. I'm like, I don't care. That doesn't make me feel better. I apologize. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Yeah, why do you put me through this? It's not okay that you're sorry now. Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I think we might be onto something. So the next line is, though thou repent, yet I have still the loss.
These past 2 weeks where you didn't even talk to me, I still feel that even though you're talking to me now. Those were 2 really tough weeks that you put me through.
Yeah.
The offender's sorrow lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong offense's cross.
Oh, okay. I think he's saying, you offend me so much that even if you're going through pain or if something bad is happening to you, it doesn't make anything better for me.
Yeah, I think he's wrong, by the way. I mean, if that other person is still partying it up, I think that does hurt more than if the other person's like, man, I feel terribly about what I did. But anyway, that's not for me to judge. This is what Shakespeare's saying. So
this is a great line, by the way. I think this is my favorite line in this sonnet. Is the offender's sorrow lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong offense's cross.
Yeah,
that's a good line.
Right. Doesn't matter how sorry you are. I'm carrying this heavy cross. Hurts me. Ah, but those tears are pearl which thy love sheds, and thy are rich and ransom all ill deeds. All right, well, let's talk about sheds and deeds. Do they just not rhyme? Or
sheeds?
Are you supposed to say sheeds or deads? But
yeah, S-H-E-D-S. I'll look that up.
sheds.
I just get a whole bunch of like outdoor tool sheds in my search. To cause to be dispersed without penetrating. A duck's plumage sheds water.
Yeah, but can you pronounce? All right, I think I figured out what it means. By the way.
Okay.
Ah, but those tears are pearl which thy love sheds. Is it my tears, since I am your love, which thy love sheds? Or is he saying that if you're feeling bad, that does nothing. But if you cry, they're pearls, and they are rich and ransom all ill deeds. So because pearls are so valuable, you're able to somehow trade them in and pay off the ransom for how terribly those feelings were from earlier. You're able to make those feelings go away with tears. I don't know if they're my tears or your tears. What do you think?
I kind of, I'm going along with that idea where the tears, I think they happen so rarely that they're very, they hold a lot of weight. They're expensive.
Okay, but you were the one so I'm the one that wrote the poem. You did something wrong to me, and I'm saying if you feel bad about it, that doesn't make me feel any better. And in the very end of the poem I say, but if there are tears, then they're able to make those past feelings go away. Am I talking about my tears? If I start to cry, I'm able to get through it? Or am I talking about your tears? Like, if you cry about it, then I'll know that you're being serious.
Yeah, I see. It's trying to figure out who he's talking to and who he's referencing when he says those tears and thy love.
And what kind of pawn shop is he going to sell these tears that he's making so much money that he's able to take care of past emotions? What an amazing bargain that would be.
In the quatrain before, he's kind of saying, oh, I'm gonna it sucks that even if you're in pain, it doesn't make me feel any better. And I think at the end he's saying, yeah, but the tears that you've made me shed,
yeah,
I can trade in basically for money to kind of like the tabloids and for gossip because they are rich ransom all the bad things that you've done to me.
Oh, is it because now I could write sonnets about it? I'm going to make much
kind
sonnet
of
money?
And write beautiful things about how terrible you've made me feel. I think what he's saying is that, like, I'm crying, yeah, but these tears, they're going to make me rich? It's not like he's happy that they're going to make him rich. He's just kind of saying this in spite of, like, you know what? I'm going to tell everybody what you did. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be very spiteful. I hope that's not it.
I think he's being spiteful here.
Though thou repent, yet I still have the loss. The offender's sorrow lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong offense's cross.
So right there, even still, he's spiteful. He's saying, I hate that, even if you're sad, I'm still in pain, and it really sucks for me.
Uh-huh. I agree with that.
Seeing you in a pinch or seeing you messed up doesn't make me feel even any better at all.
Ah, but those tears are pearl which thy love sheds, and they are rich and ransom all ill deeds. See, I was able to read it like I knew what I was talking about, but I'm between theories on this one.
So what are the theories you're playing with here?
The one that you're talking about, and then also that if you cry about the offenses, that somehow means more, which I think that's a silly theory, but oh well.
No, I want to read through thinking that too now, though, because I mean it's all valid.
And then the other one is that crying myself. Well, it goes along maybe like what you said, that now maybe I'm able to turn that into art.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Feels a lot better. that concept leaves you feeling a bit better, that I can turn these tears and this pain that I feel into something beautiful, rather than I'm going to tell everybody about you.
So we'll just say here's the general formula. Somebody crying, the physical tears, there's some sort of metaphor that they are able to cure something, because ransom all ill deeds to me sounds like something was being held hostage and now you've paid the ransom and now it's free. It's a weird way of saying it. It's not a...
Yeah, I read the same thing in thinking that I hold all these nasty stories about you in ransom. They're up for the highest bidder.
Okay, well, you're going back to that cynical point.
Yeah. I'm just saying that even that part I can link back to my idea or theory.
Well, what I'm saying that the song "Butterflies Are Free."
No, how's it go?
I don't know. Maybe there's not maybe it's a move. Okay, butterflies are free. All right.
Is that a trivia question?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, maybe it shouldn't be, because my mom says that she's mad at these things, because this is something that you know. Now, I know that there's a song called "Born Free," and I could sing that to you a little bit. Born free as the wind blows, as free as...
Yeah, I know that one.
I think that's from some movie. Butterflies Are Free, I think that actually might be a movie. Maybe Goldie Hawn's in it. I don't know. So, I don't know. Should we look it up? I'm going to be really embarrassed that some people really know this and some people don't.
Why would you be embarrassed? You're fine.
Okay, butterflies are free. Trivia question. All right. So instead of saying butterflies are free, you would say the butterflies were being held hostage and I just paid the ransom. And that's another way of saying butterflies are free.
Butterflies are free.
Yeah, and so it gives you this image of, okay, so I just paid the ransom, so now these butterflies are just flying in the air. It just gives you this idea of...
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I'm saying, he's saying those tears are valuable, and because they're valuable, I'm able to pay a ransom that I think all ill deeds... So all ill deeds were kind of holding me hostage, my happiness hostage, but your tears have paid the ransom. So now my good feelings are coming out again. Are you ever in a fight with your wife and you're so mad that she can't see your point of view and you're getting really heated and maybe she starts to cry and then your point just doesn't matter anymore? You're like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." Let's talk.
Yeah, okay, so he's saying, basically, when I see you cry, I forgive you for everything.
I'm a sucker for tears.
Yeah, right?
So this might be the that feels better to me.
No, it feels a lot better. Let's use let's keep both of those in mind and see which one.
All right, so
We'll have better odds of getting something.
from the top again.
I like that one though.
Why didst thou
I
promise
see it now.
such a beauteous day, and make me travel forth without my cloak, to let base clouds o'ertake me in my way, hiding thy bravery in their rotten smoke? Do we want to talk about hiding thy bravery again, now that we have kind of a theory?
Oh no, we can go. You wanted us to come back to the Smoke Monster.
Smoke Monster back. We're rewatching Lost. We just watched the first season, and then we're like, here's the first time the Smoke Monster comes.
No, I feel like I still don't have any clarity on what that means.
Okay, so we're still going with some general, you're in the cloud somehow, or you're behind this. You're a rotten person. You're acting in a rotten way, and that is the base cloud. So your real self, I can't see it. You are a brave person, but I cannot see that bravery because of this gosh darn cloud in my way.
That's great, yeah.
All right, so that's the Smoke Monster. 'Tis not enough that through the cloud thou break. It's not good enough that every once in a while you shine so brightly that you beat this cloud, to dry the rain on my storm-beaten face. For no man well of such a slave can speak, that heals the wound, and cures not the disgrace. So you try to make me feel better. I think I said curses earlier, so now I'm realizing it says cures not the disgrace. So you hurt me really bad in the moment right now, and you try to fix maybe this little small portion of the fight, but you're not looking at the big picture, and cures not the disgrace.
You dry my tears every once in a while, right?
Yeah, if you're physically drying my tears, you're not fixing what's actually wrong. Nor can thy shame give physique to my grief. Though thou repent, yet I still have the loss. So if you feel shame, that doesn't help me. If you say you're sorry, that doesn't help me. The offender's sorrows lends but weak relief to him that bears the strong offense's cross, your favorite line. Which is, if you feel bad, that doesn't do anything to make me feel better.
Yep.
But those tears are pearl which thy love sheds, and they are rich and ransom all ill deeds. So if you cry, you're, I think, going to start to get some good feelings from me again. I'll let it slide. I'll look the other way.
Yep.
Look, you're crying about it. I can see maybe I went too far.
I like both of the interpretations of the couplet here. I really think that they're kind of interchangeable. Like, both of them kind of work here.
Uh-huh.
And it's so cool that one is such a lovely feeling and the other is such a nasty, mean feeling.
And we've encountered that before on Mike and Scott Read a Poem,
Mm-hmm.
where we look at the interpretations, and there actually are two interpretations of the ending couplet, or of any line. Like, if Shakespeare's talking about the books, then if he's talking about the looks, then... And so we get different reasons. So, we'll see.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets real tricky, man. Like, the whole entire sonnet can just hinge on one word. Mm-hmm. The interpretation of one word.
Yeah. So it's like experts will sit together and like, Sonnet 34, which road did you take? Where do you lie on that debate? All right, well,
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add?
No, I think we've taken a really good swing at this one.
Uh-huh.
And it's on its way towards the foul pole.
Ooh.
But it could be a home run.
Could be a home run.
Could be a foul.
Could be foul. Okay.
You don't know. The ball's headed there.
Is there any chance that it's going to get caught by the outfielder? Or this is definitely going over the fence, just which side of the pole?
Yeah, over the fence, which side of the pole.
So it's no longer, the defense is no longer part of the equation.
No, the guy, you see the left fielder, or no, the right fielder. You see the right fielder running back,
Uh-huh.
and then he just puts his arms down and starts jogging a little bit, like, this is going out.
Yeah, like I better just continue to go this way in case I miss, just to get a better look, if nothing else. Now, the ball's going to right field. Are we a left-handed hitter so that we're pulling this ball, smashing it, or is it a smashed opposite field home run?
We're a right-handed hitter.
Hitting it to right field.
And yeah, we swung late.
And still got enough of it. Nice.
Yep.
Some strong arms. All right. So we're going to find out which one of those people we are when we come back on Mike and Scott Read a Poem. We're back. What do you think? Grade first.
The ball is headed out to far right field, and
Oh yeah, fair foul.
it's fair. It's a home run.
It's a home run! Woo! What inning is this?
Bottom of the ninth. No, bottom of the 10th.
Ooh. All right. Now we're only down by 4 because we gave up 5 runs in the top of the 10th. And my solo home run. Now we're only down by 4.
Most amazing thing. That's got to be a I don't know. That's probably the perfect definition of or bittersweet type of a feeling, where you just get some amazing play, but it brings you guys from 5 under to 4 under.
Although there once was a Dodger game when they were down, I think 5. They were down 5 runs in the 9th inning, and they hit 5 solo home runs in a row.
What?
A couple of them were on the first pitch.
Oh man,
they hit 5 home runs in a row, or maybe it was 4 home runs.
That's crazy. What are the odds of that?
But then it just tied the game. So then they went into the 10th inning. But then they won on a home run in the 10th inning by Nomar Garciaparra.
Oh, they won it? They pulled it out?
Yeah.
Or the other team won?
No, the Dodgers
won.
won.
Oh, nice. I thought you were going to say the other team eventually just took it with a walk-off grand slam.
It would still be memorable, though. 4 or 5 home runs in a row to come back and tie it in the 9th.
Yeah.
That is... I don't know that that's ever happened.
That is pretty amazing.
So you say that it's a home run.
I think so, yeah.
Things that you'd like to point out.
Yeah, all right. So the moment when he says, hiding he's complaining about the clouds and how their rotten smokes hides the bravery of his lover. Bravery, in our research, turns out it means splendid appearance. So he's upset that, basically the rotten cloud or the rotten smoke is hiding his pretty face. Or her.
So I'm going to go tell Emily that she has a very nice bravery. You have very nice bravery tonight.
Yeah. And it's not hidden by this. It's not hidden by the usual rotten smoke.
Yeah. Next time I don't like her attitude, I'm going to say, "Stop hiding your bravery behind that smoke." All right, let me just see the bravery.
It's such a pretty way to say it. To say something kind of like,
"Honey, your bravery. Can't see your bravery." All right, we're going over the Johnsons tonight. I want as much bravery from you as possible. All right, but the tears... Oh, did you have something else to add to that?
No. That's good. Yeah, so Let's talk about the tears at the end here. We actually had 2 thoughts. My thought was that the tears are possibly talking about the tears that I'm crying for all the bads that you've done are going to make me rich, so I can kind of tell all the bad deeds that you did to everybody and get paid heavily for it.
You believe that there are tabloids back in the day. That's your problem.
Yeah. The tabloid, man. It's probably from the early 1700s.
But the one, I like how it said on, maybe it was Spark Notes, that the tears that you are shedding for me are like pearls, which are very valuable. Mm-hmm. And so they make up for all the bad that you've done, all of your bad deeds.
Yep, so all the interpretations that we kind of reviewed all said the same thing. So that's it. It's that this guy's or girl's tears are so...
convincing.
They happen so rarely is what I think he's kind of referencing, right?
Or that when it happens, it's so intense and believable.
Oh, yeah, it could be either.
It melts my heart.
And I forgive you for everything.
Yes.
For a couple of tears.
And also, there is an archaic spelling of sheds with 2 E's, so it preserves the rhyme. Although I guess maybe it was a transition time from that word going from sheeds to sheds, so now it's just permanently sheds.
Yep.
But you can find publications where it says sheeds, probably.
That's interesting how language just kind of does its own thing sometimes.
Yeah. Like, I was thinking, why isn't the word ain't a word now at this point? It should just be a word. I ain't going to the store.
It should be. It is, really. If you think of the concept that words are just there to convey thought,
And everybody knows what
an
that thought
idea.
is.
Yeah.
That person is not going to the store, and he's a little sassy about it. I ain't going to the store.
Yeah, that's even more like descriptive as a word than not. I am not going to the store.
Yeah, if you do convey emotion from that, it feels a little more tense. Like,
Yep.
I'm not going to the store. Like, ooh, I didn't like that. I ain't going to the store. And you're like, okay.
Are you going to that store again?
I ain't going to that store.
There you go.
So, man, I wonder what they sell at this store that it's such an issue in this family. So we're going to look that up as a trivia question. No, we're going to look up who the Bravery is. It's a band, and I want to know their song, and I want to see if we've both heard of that song before, The Bravery.
Mm-hmm.
Butterflies Are Free. I'm guessing it's the name of a movie, not the name of a song. So those were two trivia questions I wanted to look up. Did you have anything?
Those are them. That's
Okay.
it.
So short trivia section this week. We're going to find out those answers and nothing else on Mike and Scott Read a Poem. All right, well that... Nope.
Retake or reset.
We're back. Butterflies Are Free is a movie, and it does have Goldie Hawn in it. There's a song that one of the characters sings in the movie, but it didn't seem like it was actually a hit on the radio, or at least it didn't pop up. Looks like Deborah Gibson, I don't know if that's Debbie Gibson or not, put it on an album, but I don't even know if it's the same song. So anyway, that's Butterflies Are Free. If somebody says that to you, they're talking about the movie most likely, not the song.
So do you feel like you may have let somebody down that thinks you should have known this?
Yeah. Right, but I was so non-committal. I did at least get that it was a movie with Goldie Hawn, so I got something about it.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the movie. It does look pretty good. Maybe I'll watch it. The Bravery is classified as a post-punk revival dance rock, indie rock band that formed in 2003. What were some of their hits?
Their biggest hits, from what I could find, were Believe, the song Believe. And
Which I recognized.
You got that one?
I recognized
Nice. And An Honest Mistake. And I've never given them, too deep of a listen, but after just looking them up and seeing their videos and listening to those songs, I think I might delve a little bit further into the Bravery and see what they're made of.
So we'll see if that develops. Remember that Mike is actually just me talking in a different voice, so maybe that's my way of saying that I'm going to be listening to the Bravery a lot more. The video for An Honest Mistake, as I saw on YouTube just now, has dominoes. So if you like dominoes, that's something to look.
Yeah.
Not Fats Domino. But if you like him, I'm sure he's on YouTube also.
That's Domino. Did he play upright bass or jazz bass?
I think he was a piano
Oh,
player.
he was a piano player? Okay, I think I'm thinking of...
Maybe, I don't know.
But he was jazz, right?
That is... Well, he's very early... So that's a trivia question for next week.
There you go.
Fats Domino, we're going to give his exact genre. We're going to give his instrument, just in case we got that wrong. So yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it, man. We're getting this new thing of you have to tune in next week if you don't want to look up Fats Domino and just want to hear our answer, or if you know the answer to Fats Domino and you just want to hear us feel embarrassed that we didn't know enough about Fats Domino.
Yeah.
Either way, that's a very cruel thing for you to think about, audience. I can't believe that you would think such rotten things, and I'm so hurt. And I could see that you're upset about it, but it doesn't make me feel any better. And I could see that you're trying to apologize, but that just doesn't make me feel any better. I'm still really steamed, but wait a minute. What's that? Mike, do you see that?
Are those tears?
Those are tears coming from the audience because they made us feel bad.
Those tears are expensive, man. Let's sell them to the National Enquirer.
Yeah, we're gonna get into TMZ tonight. with this dirt that we have on you, audience. So, we're not gonna use it unless you continue to grow our listenership. So now that's what we're holding you ransom. If you don't want us to sell your tears to TMZ, then you better be really loyal listeners.
You gotta download every week now.
So, that's it. Just a friendly threat from all of us here at Mike and Scott Read a Poem.
Nice.